My name is Ed Frawley. My wife and I own Leerburg, and I have another good question that came into our Ask Cindy portal on the front of Leerburg.com. Once again, you do not need to be a customer of Leerburg to ask us a question. If we can answer it, we will. Cindy answers these questions every morning. She gets up way before I do. She gets her cup of coffee. She goes downstairs and she answers the questions that have come in from the day before. But this is a good one because it's probably a pretty common thing that people that are new to dog training or new to a new dog that they haven't had before, because it's got the same kind of problems that most dogs are going to have when you get them. And that is, she's had a dog for about a month and it's now 10 months old, and her question is about getting drugged down the street by the dog. I'll read the question, then we'll talk about some ideas on how to help her. So, about a month ago, I adopted a 10-month-old intact min pin. That's a little bitty dog. For the past month, I've worked on trick training for fun and used that to build a positive relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's exceptionally food motivated and catches on to things really quickly, and that's cool too. However, I'm really struggling with loose leash walking on a flat collar. He's very inquisitive, has a ton of energy. He doesn't have a large yard to run in prior to working with him every day. I need to take him to the park. Should I carry him to the park and exercise him on a long line once we're there, let him run around, or try to insist that he should walk on a loose leash all the way down to the park? I feel like I'm asking a bit too much, but it's just very difficult to hold his attention for more than 30 seconds. And that's not unusual for a puppy. This dog is still a puppy. He sounds like a really nice dog. Any suggestions? I'm not really used to this, having had mostly border collies for the past 16 years. And that's understandable too. It's always difficult when you've gone for so many years with a dog that's well trained, knows the rules of the house, loves you, you love it, that you can read each other like a book, and then you get a little min pin monster that's cuter than the devil that wants to do exactly what he wants to do, and he doesn't care about your rules because you haven't taught him the rules yet. So he's a good guy. I'm just really used to having a dog that's not so small and so impulsive. Cindy's got good answers here, though. She goes on to say, the more experience that she gets, that we get with dogs, the more we learn to pick the battles we're going to fight. And when you get a dog that's now 10 months old, she got it at 9 months old, you don't know what the background is. You don't know what this dog has been allowed to get by with. You don't know how much bad behavior it's been allowed to get by with. So that's why you want to be careful here. At this point in time, I think you want to spend as much time as you can on building the dog's relationship. And yeah, trick training is okay. I think I would have started with, well, we had a really good video that we did, training video that we did with Michael Ellis, one of the best dog trainers in the country, on building your relationship with your dog. But in that video, he talks a lot about reward-based training. I would become a student, a detailed student on reward-based training. What is it? How do you use it? How do you work with behavioral problems in reward-based training? So Cindy says, you've only had him for a short month. Why push him to something he's not quite ready for? And that is, you get a new dog. A lot of people are going to say, oh, there's a honeymoon program, or there's a honeymoon period for your dog to go through. And there is. Some dogs it's a week, some dogs it's 2 weeks, some dogs it's a month or more. Depends on the dog. But this dog, if he's not still in the honeymoon program, is not that far out of it. So you're better off not picking your battles and trying to make the dog understand what you want. Go slowly. You've got the rest of this dog's life to teach him what you want. We have, and Cindy explains here, we have a Chihuahua puppy. She's now, at this point, she's now 2 years old. And I mean, she was about that big when we got her. We would pick her up and carry her to where we want her to be. To this day, at 2 years, I mean, she sleeps in my bedroom in an X-Band in my bedroom every night. And she's about that tall, and she only weighs about 4 pounds. It's no big deal to pick her up and stick her in my coat in the wintertime and walk her outside, put her down, let her go do her business. She comes back, I put her in the coat and take her back in. I'm not gonna try and stop her from, when she's got to pee or poop, from dragging me down the road. She's really well house trained. At 10 months old, with a little bit of luck, your dog is already house trained. If he's pulling you because he knows he's got to go down the park to pee and poop, you're kind of setting yourself up in a negative scenario for doing that. So pick him up and carry him. So Cindy says, just continue to work on your relationship building, continue to work on reward-based training, teach the dog to walk on a loose lead using food rewards, using the material that we have. We have a very good course done with Tyler Muto out in Buffalo, New York on loose leash walking. Tyler has his own training facility, and if you're in the Buffalo area and you need a professional trainer, go see him because he's really, really good. You can see how good he is if you get one of our courses we've done with him. So continue to work on loose leash walking in a distraction-free environment. Think of it like this. If you have to walk a block down the street and there's a couple people walking dogs over here and you have to walk by a fenced yard where there's a dog in there and you're dealing with a 10-month-old min pin, that's a lot of distraction that it's going to be paying attention to that and that and that when you could just easily pick him up and then find someplace else or a different time, go earlier or go later, whatever you're comfortable with, when there aren't those distractions out there, and have that be your goal for that training session, is to work slowly in a distraction-free environment on teaching that dog to walk with you and not drag you down the street. And again, it sounds like you have a really cool little dogs. I bred German Shepherds for 35 years for police work. I can't tell you, I bred a lot of German Shepherds. We haven't bred dogs since 2009. And now I got Pip, the Chihuahua. I got Rosie, who's not a lot bigger than Pip. And I have a Border Terrier, Stella, that's about this big, that's 13 years old. These little dogs, I just love them. So in closing, I want to thank you for your time in watching this. If you like the information that I'm putting into these short little YouTube videos, we've done over 1,600 videos on our YouTube channel, but we've done over 1,900, close to 2,000 videos on our website, leerburg.com. I've been producing dog training videos since 1982, kind of ages me a little bit, but it's also given me a chance to, over the years, I've done like 189 training DVDs that we sell. We've turned a number of those into streaming videos, and we've got 89 online courses that vary in price and in detail that are for sale on Leerburg. Cindy answers questions every day like you just got here, and we have a database of over 3,500 Q&As that people can go to search on questions they have on how they want to live with their dog. So again, I really want to thank you for your time. We don't take this for granted. We appreciate the customers that have been our customers for over 40 years. We're not a big company. We only have about 15 employees. Every one of them works hard at what we're doing to try and bring good information, good dog training information to everybody that's interested in dogs.